Hey everyone. So, what if you could unlock a silent language? A way to understand what your guests actually need before they even say a single word. Imagine providing a service experience that's so intuitive, it's almost like you're reading their minds. Well, today, we're going to dive into exactly that.
I mean, this is the big question, isn't it? A guest can be smiling at you, but behind that smile, they could be anxious about a big meeting, totally wiped out from a long flight, or even worried there's a problem with their reservation. We're going to give you the tools to see right past that surface level stuff. All right, let's get into it. We are going way beyond the common cues. You know, all that generic body language advice you've probably heard a million times? Yeah, we're scratching that. We're going to go deep into the subtle stuff, the indicators that give you a real advantage in reading people.
Okay, so this is a super important distinction. The myth, the thing most people believe, is that just seeing basic body language, like, say, crossed arms, is enough. But the reality? It's so much deeper. True anticipation, the real secret sauce, isn't just seeing a behavior. It's about understanding the emotion that's driving it. The stress, the rush, the confusion, that's the real story.
And that brings us to the absolute key that unlocks this whole thing, emotional intelligence. Think of it as the foundation. It's what helps you understand that a guest's body language is just a reflection of what's going on inside their head. It's not a judgment of you or your service, not at all.
So, to get a bit more specific, there's actually a science to this, and it's called kinesics. It's basically the study of body movement, gestures, posture, all that stuff. And we're really zeroing in on this because, let's be honest, at a front desk, that's your primary channel of information. A guest's posture, their gestures, that's where their unspoken story really starts. Now, this right here is a golden rule. You have to remember this. The main job is to validate the emotion first, and then deal with the logistical stuff. Before you solve the problem, you gotta acknowledge the feeling. Just making a guest feel seen, recognizing their stress or their exhaustion, it completely changes the entire dynamic of the conversation. It's so powerful.
Okay, ready to get practical? Let's dive into the playbook. We've got 5 key signals for you. Think of this as your new toolkit for decoding what's really going on behind the scenes with your guests.
First up, signal number 1, the urgency cue. Oh yeah, you've seen this a million times. The eyes darting around, the fingers tapping on the counter, that little shallow breathing thing, shifting their weight from foot to foot. These are the classic textbook tells of someone who is feeling seriously anxious about time.
And what's going on in their head? This is it. They're thinking, I am rushed, I'm anxious, I might be late, I just need this to be efficient. They're not looking for a new best friend right now. They need speed, plain and simple. So, what's your move? Here's the brilliant part. You don't rush and get all flustered yourself. No, you stay calm, you actually lower your voice, which is super reassuring. You cut out any unnecessary questions, and then you say something like, I see you're ready to get settled quickly. I'll be as fast as possible. Boom, you've just validated their feeling and promised a solution.
All right, signal number 2, the dissatisfaction cue. Now, this one can be a little tougher. You see the crossed arms? That's a classic self-protective barrier. The pursed or tight lips, they're not really making eye contact. These are all signs that your guest is already on the defensive. They're walking in expecting a problem. So what's their internal story? They're thinking, I'm defensive, I bet there's going to be a problem with my reservation. Maybe they had a bad experience somewhere else, who knows? But your job, right then and there, is to disarm that feeling before things even get started. And how do you do that? Well, your move is to open up and validate. You literally do the opposite of what they're doing. You open up your own posture to show you're not a threat, you lower your voice, and then you hit them with a question that gets right to the heart of it. I want to make sure everything is exactly right. Is there anything concerning you I can address? Just like that, you show them you're on their team. Okay, let's keep building on this and check out the next signal. Signal number 3, the fatigue or overwhelm cue. Oh man, we see this one all the time, right? The slumped shoulders, maybe they're rubbing the back of their neck. Every movement is slow. You hear that heavy sigh. They're buried under a mountain of luggage. This is a golden opportunity for you to be a total hero. Because in their head, they are just drained. They're thinking, I'm exhausted, I'm disoriented, I just need some comfort and for someone to please just take charge for a minute. They're not thinking about the check-in process. They're thinking about a hot shower and a bed. So what do? You delegate and you comfort. Don't even ask if they want help with bags. Just immediately offer to call a bellman. Have a bottle of water ready to hand them, and then use those magic words. Welcome. You look like you had a long journey. Please allow me. That phrase, please allow me, it's perfect. It tells them you taking the weight off their shoulders.
All right, signal 4. This one is a bit more subtle, but it's super important. The seeking or confusion cue. The guest is standing right in front of you, but they're not really with you. Their head is scanning the lobby, they're fidgeting with their phone, and their body is actually angled away from the desk. They're physically present, but mentally, they're searching for something else. And their inner voice is saying, where's the elevator? Where's the restaurant? I need to find something. They have this immediate unspoken question that's totally derailing the check-in process. And there's no point in trying to push through your script until you solve that mystery for them. So your move is something we call a guided interruption. It's awesome. You just gently pause the transaction and you solve the unspoken problem first. You just ask, excuse me, are you looking for the elevators or is there somewhere I can direct you? By doing that, you're showing this incredible, almost mind-reading level of service. It's a huge one.
Okay, so we can read the signals now, right? The final piece of the puzzle, the thing that takes you from good to great, is combining that observation with the data you already have. This is where you become a master of anticipation. And this is where it all comes together. Look at this. It's like a formula for amazing service. You're not guessing anymore. You take what you know, like this person is a business traveler, and you combine it with what you see. They're showing the urgency signal. So what's your proactive action? You have their express bill pre-printed, you offer them the taxi schedule. Or you know they're a family with kids, and you see the fatigue signal. Bam. You offer water immediately, you call the bellman for the bags. See? It turns your insight into instant, perfect action.
So what this all boils down to is that mastering these cues, it's not just some neat trick. It gives you a real unspoken advantage. This is what transforms service from just a transaction, key card for credit card, to something truly transformational. I mean, think about it like this. You've basically just gained a new superpower. Seriously, the ability to understand what people want and need before they even ask for it, that is the secret ingredient for creating those unforgettable experiences that make people come back again and again. So, I'm going to leave it with a question, a little challenge for you. As you go about your day, look closely. Pay attention to the people you're interacting with. Look past their words. What's the silent story they're telling you? What story will you read today?